Hi-yo everyone, I am Nathan Blake and welcome to the Vermander Curse, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little while. We might have an update later on in the week about what's going on in my life and why I haven't been around as much, but you guys have heard plenty about that over the years, so let's just hop back into it. This is the Vermander Curse, like I said, and I know very little about it, so we will go ahead and start by clicking the new game button. Are you sure you want to start a new game?
Yes!
You wanted to see me, Mr. Vermander, sir?
Hannah, why aren't this month's profits as high as last month's?
These people are fantastic. I love the models.
I've been looking over that piece of paper you gave me earlier, and I don't like all the numbers on it. I can't make heads or tails out of that dang thing.
They raised the threshold on how much you need to donate in order to get your tax deduction. Remember, sir?
They did what? When was this?
Sir, I've been reminding you about this for the last 8 months. But it's actually fine, though. You still end up saving way more money than if you didn't get the deduction, so...
With the good Lord as my witness, I am being swindled. I will not stand for this. No one gets over on J.P. Vermander. No, sir. Not now, and not ever.
But, sir...
Now then, where have I been donating all my hard-earned money to again?
The hospital, sir.
Hospital? Which one?
There's only one in town, sir.
The only hospital in this godforsaken backwater town, and they still have the nerve to swindle me out of my money.
Actually, it's the government that you're getting the deduction from. The hospital doesn't have anything to do. Okay, whatever.
Well, I know exactly how to handle a situation like this. Prepare the ritual, Hannah, and go fetch me my robes.
This dude's seriously just gonna jump straight from like tax evasion and stuff like that, ideas, all the way to just like black magic or something, like immediately.
A ritual? Mr. Vermander, sir, please. This is entirely uncalled for. People in the hospital have done nothing to you, sir. Besides, the difference in profit between this month and last month is only about 1% less, sir.
That's nice and all, Hannah, but I don't remember asking. Now go. We don't have time to waste. Notify me immediately when everything is ready.
Okay, sir.
He's just gonna go straight for the nuclear option here. Just like, I'm gonna have to pay 1% more than I normally would. All right, time to summon a demon or something, I guess. Oh, hell.
Hello? Hello? Anyone home? I hear you. Give a gal.
Oh, I hear you. Give a gal a minute. Wait, is this the man from the man, outside my window, people? Is this the same guy? Yeah.
Hello there, Dr. Edda, I presume.
That's me. Who's asking?
Fantastic. I'm Morton, the nurse who transfer request you received.
Transfer request? What in the world are you talking about?
You aren't aware? Surely you've read the email concerning me.
You don't get no regular internet out here, sonny boy. Only thing we can get out here is that old satellite connection, and we ain't got that either. But if you're here to help, then I ain't about to complain. You got a lot.
So sorry, I just really just only just started thinking about the character models and everything that's happened so far. Oh goodness. Okay, anyway.
You got a lot to learn, so you better pay attention, because I'm only saying this once.
I'm all ears, Doctor.
When patients come in, I write their information down on this here clipboard.
Wouldn't it be better to use the computer instead?
No.
I appreciate all of her helpful information about why it's not better.
The waiting room is over here. Ain't much to say about it. All the magazines are older than I am, and ain't none of them worth reading no more.
Oh my.
Oh my goodness. Is she an aardvark? Is that what she is? She must be an aardvark.
We got 8 rooms. 3 are occupied and the rest ain't. Mr. Langboyd is over in room 4A. He had a pretty bad back injury, but we fixed him up right. Miss Tammy Giles is in room 5A. She needed one of them teeth pulled, and we ain't got many options for anesthetic. So I gave her some of that old-fashioned medicine I keep under the sink.
I'm assuming it's booze.
She'll be a little dizzy for a while, but everything went smooth as silk.
Impressive.
There's a woman over in 2A, too. Poor thing cut her hand up real bad on her job, then tried to hide it. Her boss found out and sent her here. I ain't managed to figure out her name, so I wrote her down as Jane Doe and patched her up.
Ah, mystery. I wonder who she is.
We ain't known to ask too many questions round here, Mr. Morton. We're here to help. Got it?
Understood, Doctor.
We got 2 bathrooms, an operating room, and something like a kitchen.
Ah, excellent.
Lights in here don't work half the time. We keep our medicine supply in the OR, but most of the bottles are empty because the budget ain't paying to refill them. And there ain't nothing ever in the fridge, so don't even bother checking.
Oh. Does anything in this hospital function as intended?
Not really. And that's about it. Let's head on back to the front desk so we can get you signed in and start your first shift.
Am I Morton? Am I Morton in this? I hope I'm Morton. He's fantastic.
That old sign-in sheet is somewhere over there. I suggest you go ahead and start searching for it yourself, because I ain't about to come look for it.
Understood, Doctor. I'll find it.
In the meanwhile, I better go make my rounds and check up on the patients. Come and get me if you need something.
Oh, I'm not what I expected. Not what I expected at all.
Doctor, I mean no offense, but this workstation isn't set up very well. Ain't you ever considered better organization for such important documents?
I ain't getting paid to organize things, sonny boy. Besides, I know exactly where things are when I need them.
Well, if it works for you, then I guess I'll just have to adapt.
But I mean, you are being paid to not kill patients, which I'm assuming is, you know, an important part of the job. Man, it's dark. Man, it's dark. Give me just a second. I'm gonna see if I can adjust brightness. There are no brightness adjustments, so just if you see me glancing over to the right, it's because that's the review monitor over there, and it's slightly brighter and slightly closer. So yeah, that's what's happening if you see me look that way. But anyway, let's find out what's going on. Okay, 1A doesn't have anything in it, nothing going on, and I just got this big snoot just sticking up. I'm gonna look down because I guess I'm an aardvark. Oh! The characters in this game are never what I expect them to be.
How you doing, dear? Okay. Hand is fine, no? You ain't got nothing to worry about. It'll regrow back good as new. Good. Thank you. You're most welcome, dear. Try to get some rest, and I'll check back in later. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean, if you're an octopus Cthulhu lady, I imagine your hand just regrows. All right, so we got you see the reflection in the mirror. Oh my goodness. I don't know if this horror game is very scary, but it is hilarious, and that's perfectly fine. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. The character models in this game are nightmare fuel.
Everything all right in here?
I'm fine, Doc. Matter of fact, I feel like I can walk out of here right now.
See, he can't even laugh without it hurting him. This is exactly why I said, Lang, baby, please stay off the roof. It's dangerous. We can pay someone else to clean the gutters. But did he listen? No. He waited until I left for work, and then he tried to get up there himself. One little gust of wind, and next thing you know, bam, straight into the hedges.
You know, I could have done it if the wind had picked up.
That's not the point. You shouldn't have been up there in the first place. Doctor, can you please give this man something to fix his terminal lack of common sense, please? Sorry, honey, but we ain't got nothing to fix that. Now, you two try to take it easy, all right? I'll be back later on.
I'm very impressed. This is far more than I expected this game to be. And a gigantic oxalotl woman. Why is all of the female models in this game shaped like this?
How you feeling, dear?
Hey, Dr. Ida, what are you doing here?
Still ain't sobered up yet, huh?
Nope.
That's fine, dear. At least that tooth ain't gonna bother you no more. Just give it some time and try to get some rest, okay?
Okay.
All right, that's everyone. I better go back to Mr. Morton.
Okay, well, oh gosh, Morton.
Dr. Ida, the phone started ringing while you were gone, so I answered it.
And?
The caller won't stop going on and on about rituals and demons, among other things that I don't understand. I think it may be best if you talk to her.
There's always something.
Oh my gosh, what is that? What is happening?
Honey, calm down. Ain't none of this making sense. Please, you have to get out of there right now. My boss just summoned an actual genuine demon, and now you're all in danger. Uh-huh, and who do you work for again? J.P. Vermander, madam.
Who is that, Doctor?
He's some rich city boy who moved out here when he inherited his family estate. A lot of folks around here have to pay him rent just because his family owns the land. Yes, that's him exactly. I don't know all the details, but there's a blood pact and a demon and a curse and all kinds of other stuff. You need to leave now. Once the clock strikes 10, you won't be able to leave. Honey, that's less than 2 minutes. Ain't no way we're getting everyone out of here that fast.
My goodness, I didn't expect the stakes to be this high on my first night, but I'm committed at this point. Is there anything we can do to help our situation?
I did some snooping into a few old journals kept by the Vermanders. Based on what I've read, if you can make it to sunrise, the demon will leave. But there's a bunch of rules you'll need to follow in order to keep yourself safe. For example, every hour until sunrise, the demon will enter the place it was summoned to. It'll travel down the nearest hallway in search of blood, specifically your blood. Its own rule prevents it from opening doors to search for you, so keep those closed. What room are you both in right now? The reception area. You'll need to keep that in mind, alright? When the demon arrives, make sure you're all in the same room as when the ritual started. If someone isn't, the demon will know, and once it knows where someone is, closing the doors won't stop it. If you're ready, I can tell you what to expect once 10 o'clock starts. I ain't about to let no demon run roughshod over my house of healing. Just tell us what we need to do, honey. Okay, here's what's going to happen first. The demon places a lot of emphasis on windows for some reason, right? It'll try to use its power to open up windows around itself. You're gonna need, and I cannot stress this enough, you're gonna need to close any and all windows before the hour is up. Leave one open, the demon gets stronger, and you don't want that, alright? If you finish with everything you need to do before the hour is up, try staring at a clock. I'm sure it'll help pass the time extra faster. I'll stay on the line just in case you need to repeat something. Good luck and be careful.
Okay, I barely understand what's happening here. I need to get everyone in the same room, and I need to shut doors. Is that what's going on here? On work, sleep for a minute, and then hand caught. Fell asleep at work, and that's how your hand got like this? Yes. Oh, poor thing. Well, at least try to do rest while you're here, all right? Okay, so I need to close the doors for some reason. And then if there's any open windows, I'm so confused. Okay, what do you got to say, Morton? Doctor, things usually this hectic around here?
Not really. We usually ain't got no more than about 1 or 2 patients in here at once, but we got 3 in here tonight.
That's not really what I meant. Okay, so I need to close all the doors in the building. And I need to close any windows that are open. Is that window open? I need to close this window if it's open. Okay, there we go. I see. Okay. So I'm sure I'm going to die this first time. I'm pretty certain about it. But, you know, maybe? Okay. I guess that's all I need to do at the moment. I'm just closing all doors and all windows that I can at the moment, because at the moment that seems like the only real thing that I have control over in my life. So he's supposed to be summoned at some point during the hour, and then he's gonna start coming after me, and I'm gonna have to close doors and windows. I just don't know when and where I'm supposed to do stuff, you know? Like, ask about, okay, sure thing, open windows, and you need to make sure you close them all, and that's it for now. If you want to hear it again, just come talk to me. Please be careful. Okay, so really I'm just supposed to go check on windows at the moment. That's what it's sounding like, is just check each room's windows and see that they're closed. And if they're not, I've got to close them. And then we focus in on doors after that, I guess? Luckily, none of these seem to be open at the moment, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay, there's the OR. Okay, that one doesn't work. Okay, so we gotta get back to the main room. Because theoretically, all the windows are closed. I thought she said 2 minutes. I thought she said it was 2 minutes before this all started, and it has not started yet, so I'm very confused about the timing on this. But anyway, this is a super interesting concept, at least, and the character models are hilarious. And oh, okay. Time was 11 p.m. All the windows had been closed, and then it arrived. Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. All right. So there's no windows, and all the doors have been shut, essentially, as far as I can tell. So we should be fine. I was very purposeful about closing windows. I don't remember if I closed all the doors as I went through, but I think I did, because I felt like that was probably an important step. So now I guess we have to figure out what we have to do next. So
Here's what's gonna happen next. There's something about the demon's power that resonates with TV signals. It'll turn on any TV it can manage to gain access to. They never show anything besides static once it takes control, but that's still bad. If it happens, just turn the TV off, that'll knock it out for a while. But don't leave any TV that's controlling on, alright? It won't end well.
Doctor, you look tired.
That's 'cause I am.
Then let me handle this hour. You should rest.
Oh, I do get to play as Morton this time. Fun times, fun times. Okay, so now I'm just running. Wow, he's tall. He's like brush his head on the ceiling tall. Impressive. So do I still have to worry about windows then, I guess, is the main question? I'm gonna check TVs, and then I'm gonna double check windows in case any of them have any problems. Okay, so this is really interesting. It's got, oh, there's a window. It's very interesting. It's like they're gonna add more and more steps as we go along, and the game's gonna get harder and harder each section. So that's why it felt like there wasn't much going on in the last section, is because really I was already done with the mission, and I just needed to wait it out, because each mission is actually fairly short, or actually fairly long for the amount of work that you need to do for any given mission, but they're going to keep adding, and so it's going to keep getting crazier and crazier and longer and longer.
Doctor, why is this hospital in the state that it's in?
What do you mean by that?
Well, there's hardly any supplies here, and you seem to be understaffed. Plus, we're lacking a lot of modern equipment.
Mr. Morton, we're a small hospital in an even smaller town. We ain't got much to work with here. We take what we have and make it work.
I see.
Okay, well, I don't see any more TVs, so, and there doesn't seem to be any in here. We already checked windows, so I guess I'm just gonna stare at the clock now and run it out really quick, and then we're gonna see what happens next. So I'll just go ahead and kind of fast forward time in the game, but also out of the game. So, ha, got you. That was fake. This one's real though. So I guess I can go over a little bit of what's going on in my life right now while I do this stuff. Essentially, I have been not feeling very well for a while now, and I'm trying to get that stuff checked out and worked out. I'm staying in a hotel right now to try to get out of my house in case it's an environmental factor, because no one can figure out what the problem is. So there's that, but I decided to take this time to actually get some recording done, because I haven't got to do that in a while, and I figured that since I'm going to have quite a bit of time, since I'm just kind of hanging out, ostensibly quarantining in a hotel room, that I would have plenty of time that I would need to fill, and I wasn't going to spend the whole time watching videos on YouTube or something, so I was going to spend all my time making videos on YouTube. It's 12 a.m. All the windows have been closed. All the TVs have been turned off. Oh no. By this point, the pain meds given to Mr. Lang Boyd earlier in the day had started to wear off, so despite his wife's insistence to stay put, he went to inquire about it. Slightly inebriated due to the old-fashioned medicine she had been given for her tooth pain, Tammy had wandered out of her room. She was currently standing at the bathroom mirror, wondering why the woman staring back at her, and then it arrived. Was I supposed to talk to everyone and make sure that they didn't get in its way? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did I lose? I don't know. Oh, on the day of the incident, Lang Boyd's mind was not on the potential consequences of his actions. Far from it, in fact. His mind was instead on how happy his wife and children were after he cooked their favorite dinner, a dinner that he could not afford to make unless he used the money he'd saved by cleaning the gutters himself. The grandest intentions had now unintentionally doomed their entire family. Oh no, it's so sad. I lost some of them. Is there a way to, like, not lose them?
What was that noise? Please tell me you didn't forget something.
You can't let this thing do any more damage than it already has, so please try to focus. Listen to this. Here's what's going to happen this time. The demon will try to draw power from any lights it can gain access to, right? You'll know it's inside a room trying to siphon power when the lights start flickering. When it happens, all you need to do is enter the room, close the door, and shut your eyes for a few seconds. You're really going to need to use the space inside your mind to focus for it to work. You'll know it's work when the lights stop flickering. Space, so like space bar. And make sure you do it right, okay? If you don't, then I ain't as tired anymore. You can let me handle things this time.
Sounds good to me, Doctor. You take this hour, and then I'll take the next.
So, spacebar, close eyes. Okay. All right, so I don't know what I was supposed to have done on that one. I'm assuming that if I don't talk to them, that they won't stay put. Here, best rest in any long time. What? Best rest in any long time. Oh, okay. I see what's happening. Okay, Miss Oxalotl, please stay here. Hey, there's some lady in the mirror looking at me. That's you, honey. You need to go on and get yourself back to room now. My bad, I'll go back now. So, I guess maybe I'm gonna have to... Wait, are those flickering lights? No, okay. I guess maybe I'm gonna have to redo this and see if I can save the other family at some point. For now, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one because I just don't know if that's even possible, so I'm not gonna waste like all the time it would take to try and do that. So far I haven't seen any rooms with flickering lights. I don't know what would count as flickering lights though. So anyway, it's quite unfortunate that Wolfman and his family had passed away, and their little tidbit of information about the family and what was going on with them was incredibly sad, so that's quite unfortunate. Okay, here we go. So come in here, close my eyes for a few seconds. I don't know how to know when it's done. Okay, I guess that did it. Okay, what about this one? Okay, this one's fine. All right, so that should be good. That should be all of them. I've talked to everybody. I've dealt with all of the potential light flickering situations. I guess maybe that's the thing, is you have to talk to everyone or it won't work. I don't know. It's difficult to know what I should have done in that situation.
Doctor,
Yeah?
you must be extremely talented to somehow manage this entire hospital by yourself.
Thank you, sonny boy.
How do you do it?
What do you mean, how? Ain't nobody else gonna do it, so I got to. I'm the only doctor this town has had for the last 46 years, sonny. At this point, they need me to just as much as I need them.
Amazing.
Okay. So again, now it's just time to stare out the clock, and I guess we're actually running pretty low on time this time. So I have to really keep that in mind, that the time goes pretty quick actually, especially now that I've got as many chores as I do, and some of the chores that are coming up I'm sure are going to take longer and be harder. So I'm interested to see what they're going to be like. So I do appreciate this as a mechanic though, like, is the whole, like, you know, the whole Five Nights at Freddy's, like, surviving till midnight sort of thing, or surviving till 6 a.m. thing is pretty interesting, but I like all these new spins that people are putting on it. Okay, cool. Then it arrived. So we'll have to see. I wish there was a way to convince everybody to go, like, for instance, to the office with me. Just push their beds in there or something. Like, most of them are not doing anything, like, most of them are actually okay to just go sit somewhere else with the kind of problems they're having, so me leaving them in that room is silly.
Here's what's going to happen next. You'd be surprised how much the demon's powers resonate with electronics. It can gain access into the phone lines and try to gain power too. If you notice the phone continuously ringing, then that's exactly what it's trying to do, alright? Now, this is going to sound crazy, but you need to pick up the phone and listen. Pay attention because this part is important. If you hear anything, I mean anything, on the other end, you gotta recite this mantra. Your presence is not welcome here. You must depart immediately.
Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hear it well enough for this, but we'll find out.
Don't worry, you'll remember it when the time comes. But if there's silence on the other end of the phone, then keep quiet. Silence means it hasn't properly figured out the phone's location yet, and you don't want to give it any clues, alright?
Okay, sure. Alright, well, we've got to move quick. So, gotta move quick, gotta check every room, gotta talk to everybody. Hurting is again, anything do, please? Okay, I don't know what you're saying, but anyway, not that important. Oh my goodness, go back. Yep, I believe that's you, ma'am. Strange happened tonight. Get back to your room. Yeah, go do it. Yeah, okay. Cool. Okay, nothing's happening in here. So we're gonna have to like really start paying attention to everything, but at the same time, like move fast. Okay. Gotta try to get these to go off. 1, 2, 3, 4. That didn't do it. Let me try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that fixed it. Okay. This way. Nothing. I haven't had any phones ringing so far. The whole phone ringing thing has not happened yet. That makes me super nervous. I don't know where I'm supposed to hear a ringing phone. Okay, I guess I just need to pick up phones. Yes? Okay, hear the instructions one more time. From windows, close them. TVs by themselves. Lights inside a room. Close the door behind you and shut your eyes for a few seconds. If the phone rings, answer it and listen closely. Okay. I haven't heard any phones ring. We are halfway out of time. And there's still nothing happening. Oh, here we go. Listen. Recite the mantra. Presence on the phone has ended. Okay, it seems that you can probably hear the phone through the door. So that should be fine. Okay. I think we're good to go. Although I guess I could keep going for a little bit longer just in case. Because we definitely still have time. But I'm definitely not hearing anything. So let's go ahead and call it, because that should be pretty close to time anyway. And yeah, that should be good. This is really interesting. I appreciate this game a lot. Like the mechanics ramping up each hour is actually very interesting. I'm wondering what else they're gonna have us doing and how complicated it's going to get. All the windows closed, television turned off, none of the lights flickering, all the phones have been answered correctly. No, but I talked to you. The pain meds given to Miss Jane Doe earlier in the day have worn off, so wondering if anything that could be done to help. She went to attempt inquiring about it, and then it arrived. So I wonder if I should have given pain meds to her. Maybe the things they say are slight clues to stuff that you can do for them. So I'll have to play a second playthrough of this game and get all this stuff done. Done all she could to hide her injury from the others. Her reasoning was driven by the knowledge that even a simple hospital visit could result in her never seeing her family again. Unfortunately for her, this fear was realized by entirely different means. The fact that they all have like little stories associated with them is pretty fantastic. Even though they make it all the sadder. What was that noise? Please tell me you didn't forget something. You can't let this thing do any more damage than it already has, so please try to focus. Listen to this. There's one final thing this demon is going to try. Ritualistic candles. It has the power to manifest them inside its area of influence. It's vital and very, very important that if you see one, you extinguish it. If you let it keep burning, the demon will be able to draw power from it. It won't try anything new after it gets to this part, so you don't have to worry about any new rules. Oh, I almost forgot something. This part's important too. Whatever you do, make sure you don't... Ah, good. Okay, well, time to get going. I don't really know what all I should do. I think what I'm gonna do is leave doors open for now. And that way I can double check things. And then once we get to the end of the hour, we can just real quickly deal with... Okay, what do you... Oh, she's asleep. I can't talk to her anymore. Okay. Once we get to the end of the hour, we'll sprint through and double check everything. Okay, there's a light that's flickering in the next room. I can see it there. This room's real bad. Got lots of problems. I heard a phone. Okay, it must be this room. Okay, here we go. Okay, listen closely. You're shallow breathing on the other side of the phone. Recite the mantra. He says the presence on the other end has departed. Okay, awesome. Okay. Oh, there's one of the candles. Okay, nothing going on in here. All right, close that door. Still nothing going on in here. I'm having to look at my secondary monitor so I can see better for this. I don't really have the time to not do it this way. Check the bathroom. Okay, there we go. We got it. Okay, I honestly feel pretty good about this. So I guess I'm just gonna sprint down the hallway one time and make sure I don't hear another phone, just in case that's like a thing. Nope, don't hear anything. Good enough for me. Oh, hey, shift. If you move left to right, like at a diagonal, you actually go much faster. That's good to know for the future. Okay, because it's gonna get a lot more hectic after this one, I imagine. This is like the real shifting point where it's gonna be like, okay, here's where it gets real crazy, and you're just doing all these different things trying to keep track of everything. So this probably my last night that I'm like easily able to finish without having to struggle. So time's 3 a.m. All the windows have been closed, television turned off, none of the lights flickering, all the phones answered, all the candles extinguished, and then it arrived. And we still have Oxalotl Lady, but she is very, very asleep in her room now. So that should be fine for the moment. Okay, so we finished 3 a.m., no real problems. I'm still trying to figure out if there's a real way of saving the other people or not, because they seem to just do whatever they want regardless, and maybe they're giving me some sort of hints about what I can do for them otherwise. But okay, so we're just jumping right in, and it really does appear that, okay, here we go, listen closely, shallow breathing, recite the mantra, since the present has departed. Really seems like once you finish with a room, you don't have to worry about it again. So I think it's absolutely worth it to go ahead and just deal with each room and then close the door afterwards, so that I don't have to worry about something else happening. Even though I'm kind of paranoid that something is going to change in one of the rooms after I'm done in it, I think that's unlikely. Okay, she's still asleep. Her cold. Got a candle here. Okay, yeah, that got it put out. Wasn't sure. I had to duck. Morgan's so tall. So tall. Any more candles? No more candles. From the looks of it, looks like maybe there's only going to be really one of each thing. Interesting. Not really what I expected. I honestly expected there to be, at this point in the game, more than one of each thing going on. But anyway, that should be it. I'm going to go ahead and sprint down the hallways one more time and make sure I don't hear or see anything else. Because I feel like that might be important. I'm probably wrong, but I really feel like it might be important. I might hear a phone call or hear another buzzing TV or, something. But okay, I think that's good. Let's get back. I had quite a bit of time left on that one. I think the strafing strategy, when you strafe, you go a lot faster. I think strafing while you're sprinting has really like sped up my movement enough that I can easily get to all of the objectives in a good amount of time. So hopefully it does pick up a little bit in difficulty after this round. because I'd be really interested to see how crazy and hectic this can get. So if I only have to last for 2 more rounds, I hope at least one of them is pretty difficult. So all the windows closed, all the televisions turned off, none of the lights are flickering, all the phones answered correctly, all the candles been extinguished, and then it arrived. We don't see Mrs. Octolotl running through the hospital or anything, doing her business or anything, so this should be fine. I did remember to close the door on the way in, I'm pretty sure. It's the kind of thing I could absolutely see me forgetting to do, is just like leave a door wide open when I finish with something. And I do want to check. That phone was like trying to ring, it looked like, but anyway, okay. I wanted to make sure that room was fine. Okay, close my eyes. 1, 2, 3. That should be good. Don't see anything else happening in this room. Okay, nothing else happening in this room. TV is on in this room, but that's it. Nothing else happening in this room. Octolotl's room, nothing going on in here. Okay, windows open in here. Got the phone in here. Must be the next room over. Phone's ringing. Listen closely. You can hear a faint whispering on the other end of the line. Recite the mantra. Since the presence has departed. I'm impressed that they have not tried to trip me up with any of those yet. There hasn't been like a single time that they've been like, haha, fooled you. It was actually like Morton calling you on the phone to see if everything was all right. So the whispering was that. Okay, nothing going on here. Yeah, I'm surprised there's not more candles, if I'm being entirely honest. I figured by this point they would be putting candles in like half the rooms and like hiding them behind doors and stuff like that. I could see this game being way more difficult than it is. And I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm having a really good time with it. I think it's super cool. But I would like there to be a higher difficulty mode on it or something. And maybe, like, obviously I say that after letting two of the 3 people in the game die. Oh, actually 3 of the 4, because there was the wife of the Wolfman as well. But that said, I still would like to, I still hope this last couple of rounds, or this last round, depending on how it works out. I don't know if I have to play 6 a.m. or not, but I hope that the last couple of rounds really ramp up in difficulty, but we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? All right, time's 5 a.m. All the windows closed, all televisions are off, none of the lights flickering, all phones answered, all candles extinguished. Sun began to rise upon our little town, could not stay in the world much longer, already fulfilled its side of the Vermander Pact, so it departed from the world, came back from whence it came. Oh, it's over. Both survived, they were finally safe. Okay, we did it, guys. I actually didn't expect, I thought there'd be at least one more round. However, investigation into the 2 different disappearances that happened that night was launched. An investigation that was compromised by Vermander's influence. Despite their innocence and the lack of evidence, both Edda and Morton were charged and convicted in connection with the disappearances. Without Dr. Edda to run things, the hospital that has faithfully served the community for decades now stood abandoned, unable to get the medical help that they so heavily relied upon. The town suffered, but none had suffered as much as Morton's daughter, who suddenly had to grow up without her father. She was alone in a completely unfamiliar town, all through no fault of her own. The only other person who knew the truth left was Hannah. But soon she too had suddenly disappeared, and upon searching her home, the only thing that was found was a strange, lit candle. In the end, J.P. Vermander got to keep his extra 1%, and that's all that mattered. Oh, well, the bad guy won, which means we have to try again. We're gonna do it this time. I don't know what we have to do to make sure that it works out, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna figure out how to do this. Oh, there's like a star system here. Okay, so let's start a new game, and we're just gonna like skip all the cinema screen sort of things. So that should make it pretty quick for us to be able to get to the actual like stuff happening. If I remember correctly, I'm just supposed to talk to everybody in their 3 rooms, so it should be her in this room. So she went out at the end because her hands started hurting again. Holler if you need anything. She stayed in her room, so as long as you actually just make sure to double check on her every time, you're fine. I'm wondering if I can, for instance, grab some of these pills or something. Pain meds are kept here. Pick up the meds. Okay, so I can bring new meds to people. Is there anything else that's accessible? And how long will I keep hold of these pain meds? Is the other question. Like, will it only last for one round, or is this something that I can keep coming back for? Okay, so I got the window. I actually wasn't sure if we were already started with the real thing or not. I couldn't remember. Tammy sits happily humming to herself. Okay. I know. The kids, Lang. Did you even think about them? Their little heads are probably worried sick by now.
I know. I owe them an apology for making them worry, and I owe you one too.
You two all right in here? Yeah, it's fine. Huh. Well, holla if you need something now.
Okay, so that's all I can do talking to them. Can I do anything like suggest that they use the phone to call or something? Okay, can I give you some pain medication? Okay, no, I can't. Okay. So that's all I can do so far. It's just that. So now it's time to go ahead and let this part of the night play out, I guess. Double check in here that there's nothing going on important, but yeah, I don't see anything, so. Okay. Let's run out the clock for this hour and see what happens. Okay, window's closed, it arrived. Forgot to close those doors, though. Did I leave any doors open? Over here? Okay, no, I didn't. All right, well, that's good. I guess the doors over there don't matter as much. I was a little nervous about that, though. I was like, oh no, I left doors open. But that's what I get for rushing. Okay. Okay. So sprint through really quick. I'm gonna go grab some more pain meds in case that's actually relevant this time. It seems to be the only thing that I can interact with outside of... Okay.
Hey, why is it so dark in here?
I'm actually not sure, ma'am, but strange things are happening tonight. I need you to get back to your room, please.
My bad. I'll go back now.
Okay, so I do have to be careful about checking each room and talking to each person, because that's different than it was last time. Which kind of goes to show you that they can absolutely do different things and get themselves in bad situations, even in areas and on nights that I've already, or hours that I've already dealt with. So I didn't realize that, so that's good to know. Okay, we still have plenty of time this hour, so we're okay. And I don't see any open windows yet.
Sir, I brought you your scheduled pain medication. Just in time. My back was starting to act up again.
Whew. Okay, awesome.
The job, Lang. Now you're probably going to have to miss work. Who knows how they'll react? Heck, now I'm missing work.
I know. We'll be fine. Watch. Come morning, I'm gonna walk out of here. Good as new.
I sure hope so.
Okay, awesome. So we are able to deal with these issues.
How are you feeling, ma'am?
Yes, okay.
Excellent. That's exactly what we want to hear.
Okay, awesome. This is working out better this time. I'm getting it. I'm picking up what they're putting down, you know, like I'm supposed to be prepared for situations that each character needs. Oh, you can straight up click on it. Oh. That's a great mechanic that I wish I had realized. They said look at the clock? I didn't realize that they meant click on the clock. I feel really stupid now, but anyway. All the windows have been closed, none of the lights were left flickering, and then it arrived. So we don't have any messages about any of them leaving their rooms, so we should be fine. I left those doors open, but that's because it doesn't matter, it turns out. So if any of the doors that it doesn't matter, if I leave them open, I'll go ahead and leave them open, because I think that's actually my safest bet. That way I can actually quickly glance into them and see if there's somebody in there. So, in fact, I'm probably going to leave the bathroom doors open this time as well. Because I don't think that's going to end up being, like, uber important or anything. Okay. So, she has pain medication on her already, so we don't have to worry about that. So now we've got lights, flickering windows, and TVs now. So that should be fairly easy to deal with.
Here, best dressed in a long time.
Yeah, I'm glad you're happy, lady. It's good that you're not upset about your current situation. Just promise you won't do something this reckless again, all right?
As of tonight, I'm officially staying far, far away from the roof, and ladders too. Unless we can save some extra money if I...
Lang!
Haha, I'm kidding. Don't look at me like that.
Got some TV and some window in that room. I forgot to check the window in there. I figured I would have noticed if it wasn't proper, but I just rather double check. So, okay.
It's noon already. That's midnight, darling. Oh,
Okay. So maybe if I keep her, like, lucid by explaining to her what's going on in the world, she won't wander off. I really don't know the situation with her. I don't actually know what my best bet is with her. Because she managed to survive last time just because I talked to her the couple of times that she ended up in the bathroom. But I don't know if there's, like, anything else to it, honestly. So, okay. Oop. Okay, so this should be really, really fast now, because now I can do this in between rounds, which is awesome. And it arrived, and we get no messages about anybody wandering out of their rooms for any reasons this time, so this is perfect. Super excited. So I'm glad that I played through it once and got to see, like, one of the other endings, but I'm super glad that I'm gonna get to just, like, really quickly just go just through and finish it the right way this time. And then I'm gonna be able to put it in the same video. It'll be a longer video unless people watch longer videos, but I don't really care. I'm happy with it. I'm excited that people are gonna get to see the whole game. So, okay, if you hear anything on the phone, make sure to say the mantra. Oh, okay, so this room can come into play, but it just didn't last time. Oh, man, this is the waiting area. Strange things are happening tonight. I need you to go back to your room. No one told me that this room could even be involved. I just kind of assumed maybe it could, but I didn't actually have any reason to believe it could because nothing ever happened in it. But good to know. Really good to know now that that's absolutely possible. Hey, check on you. Hurting again. Anything do, please? Oh, okay. So she needs pain meds. But I couldn't tell because of her weird way of talking. And that's obviously kind of purposeful. Like, game dev was like, I'll make it where it's difficult to tell that that's what's happening in this conversation. So, madam, I brought your scheduled pain medication. Yes, good. Okay, awesome. So that takes care of you. We doing okay in here? Jasmine? What?
Thanks for staying here with me. I'm sorry to put you all through all this.
I'm just glad you're okay. We can deal with everything else later on.
Okay. Nothing going on with the windows in there. I'm a little weirded out that I haven't found any windows that are open yet. But, okay, here's one. Listen closely. Hear faint whispering. Recite the mantra. Presence has departed. Okay, we still have plenty of time left. We're doing good. Head's starting to clear. Stuff works wonders. Telling you, tooth pulled and didn't even feel a thing. Okay. So... Ooh, another window. Okay, Here we go. Or there is a window, because again, I don't think I'd seen a window that was open yet so far, and I was a little nervous that there was one that I had just missed somewhere. That was good. This light's not flickering. This one doesn't have anything going on in it. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good for the moment. We can go ahead and go back. At least check and see what time it is. Okay, yeah, we've got still plenty of time. I'm gonna just run through really quick the first couple of rooms, just to double check that I didn't miss the window. Okay, I feel good about it now. All right, let's run down the clock. That's a great mechanic, by the way. Like, I appreciate it. All the phones answered correctly. Then it arrived. It's not saying anyone got out of the room or anything, because we caught drunk lady and we gave pills to severed hand lady. So everything's good. We're doing so good. I love it. Yeah, this is awesome. So now I understand a little bit. You know, I was saying I hope the game was a little more difficult, and it didn't ramp up very, very much. But there are some other aspects here, because apparently there's some procedural generation, because like there's some randomized aspects to it that I wasn't getting last time. So I appreciate that was going on, and I just didn't even realize it. So anyway, that's good. I'm very happy with the game, actually, at this point. I would say still that I think it would be cool if the game had, like, higher difficulty level. But I get that there's, like, a possibility that things go very poorly in this game, just because of the way things match up. And so, listen closely, hear a faint whispering. Since the presence has departed, okay, we can't talk to her. She's decided to go to sleep for the night. Okay, window. They've all gone to sleep for the night. Nothing going on in here. Okay, window. Nothing going on in here. She's asleep. Nothing going on in here. Yeah, and last time I didn't realize that she was like asleep, and that was like the Oh! You want to run right by me again? Excuse me? You want to run that by me again? Oh! So many open windows this time. So it can be, like, literally anything. It doesn't have to be one of the... Oh my goodness. There's so much more to this game than it looked like the first time I played through, because the first time I played through, it appeared that, like, everything was pretty one note, that there's, like, each night just one new thing happens, and you just deal with that one new thing, and then you're fine. But this time it has that was a good reflection effect there. That's great. But this time it appears that actually there's a whole lot of randomization, and I just got very lucky in how things were randomized the first time. That's pretty interesting, honestly. All right, let's run the clock out. See what happens this time. Windows closed, television's turned off, none of the lights left flickering, phones answer correctly, candles extinguished, and then it arrived. Everybody's unconscious this time, so I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling really good. This is awesome. It's a cool game. And these are the types of games that I'm always really excited to find. You know, like, part of my channel is finding games that people haven't played before, and so, like, I don't always get to play the top cream of the crop sort of games, because if they've been discovered by other people, it doesn't fit my channel very well. And so it's, like, super interesting to get to experience really good games that have been, like, really well crafted and have a lot going on. Okay, listen closely. Faint whispering. Okay. And I should point out that I have played plenty of amazing games, even with the way that I do this. Even though I play mostly new games that other people haven't played. Plenty of them are great. But I honestly, like, I obviously do not always end up getting to play the top best games because of it. So, this is very cool. Very, very cool. Really appreciate this. Very well done. But the spookiness of seeing that demon or whatever outside the window that time was also really amazing. I really appreciated that, because I've been doing this for a while now, and I have been lulled into a very, very false sense of security, apparently, that everything was more or less not as spooky as I thought it was. So, this one there, I feel like something could hide behind that door pretty easily. Okay, here we go. This room. Okay, got it. Go. Yeah, I look forward to maybe a higher difficulty version of this game at some point. I think that there could be some pretty cool stuff that could be done if you did like another version of this game that was like more difficult and had like more randomization and more objectives and stuff. I think that'd be really, really cool. Okay, let's run the clock out again. All the windows closed, television turned off, none of the lights left flickering, all phones answered correctly, all the candles extinguished, then it arrived, everybody's still unconscious, so I should be fine. I didn't even try to talk to people very much this time, because they're all asleep, but I'm sure it's still okay. I'm sure no one's getting out of bed this time. Watch me leave the door to the waiting room open one of these times and comes right in and kills us, like, here at the very end of the game. Here in the final hour, the 11th quarter, 11th hour. 5th quarter, 4th, I don't know. I don't remember. Whatever phrase one uses in this particular situation. I think 11th hour probably works pretty well. Okay, nothing going on in this room. Nothing going on in this room. Guys, you guys' TV really likes to turn on. I'm just gonna say it. This one I deal with more often than any other one. Okay, we're gonna listen closely. Faint whisper. Okay, I'm still waiting for the time that I'm supposed to say nothing. And the game tries to trip me up with that, but it hasn't yet. Hasn't yet. We'll see. Eventually, something like that will probably happen, I imagine. Ooh, okay, that was a candle. I was like, oh, that's so spooky. What's going on there? So spooky. It's so spooky. So spoopalicious. I'm sure one of these days they're gonna hide a candle behind the door here, and I'm gonna die because of that. Go. This one, there's a little space behind it too. I keep thinking they're gonna be a little bit more jerk than they are. Props on you, game dev, for just making it straightforward instead of trying to be like kind of a jerk about it. I appreciate that. Close our eyes in this room. It's good. All right. I can hear. Don't see anything happening weird in the waiting room. And this phone's not doing anything. All right, that should be it. I think we're good. I think maybe we did it. See if this ends. I think this is the end of it. Time is 5 a.m. All the windows have been closed. All the television's turned off. None of the lights have been flickering. All the phones are answered correctly. All the candles were extinguished. The sun began to rise upon our little town, and the demon could not stay in this world much longer. However, in direct violation of the Vermander Pact, no blood had been spilled that night. The most important part of the pact had not been fulfilled, which meant that the agreement was now null and void. After generations of being enslaved to the Vermander family, the demon was finally free, and though it did not have much time left, it knew exactly how it wished to spend its final moments. Oh, you gonna go get Mr. Vermander? You gonna go grab him? You gonna go get him? Go get him. Oh, yeah. You gonna go get him. You gonna go get him. Mr. Vermander, I presume. Hannah, what in the world are you doing back here this early? Hannah? Oh, it's you. Don't you have some work to be doing? What do you want? Why are you looking at me like that? Don't you go forgetting that you work for me, mister. I command you to get out of here. I want you to listen to me, you stupid. Alrighty, well, he gets his just desserts. The angry howls of the demon echoed throughout the town that morning, and then the estate fell deathly quiet. As it turned out, Hannah hadn't left the Vermander estate that previous night. She had been far too tired to return home after feeding instructions through the phone all night. Instead, she fell asleep in one of the manor's empty rooms. She was awakened by the awful noises emitting from upstairs. Hannah climbed the stairs, quickly made her way over to the office. Inside, there lay J.P. Vermander, beaten, unmoving, and absolutely mangled. But against all the odds, he was still alive. Hannah had a choice to make. A large part of her wanted to simply leave him there, to give him the same disrespect and disregard that he showed to others. She turned to leave, but deep down, she knew that this wasn't the right thing to do. as bad as he was, she would not stoop to his level. So instead, she called for help. Oh, so the hospital's gonna save him, are we? I see. Haha. Just desserts. You get to find out how the hospital runs without any finances. In an ironic turn of events, J.P. Vermander's life was saved at the very same hospital he had tried to rid himself of. Despite their rightful and justified anger of the man, Dr. Etta and Nurse Morton treated him no different than any other patient, and he was soon on the road to a full recovery. During his stay in the hospital, he was given a room near the front. Day after day, he watched the patients as they came and went. He watched as the hospital's only doctor and sole nurse did their best to help every person that arrived. And as he watched, he realized something. Those confusing numbers on that little piece of paper actually meant something. Those numbers represented actual people. People with lives and emotions. People that just wanted to get the help they deserved. It took a near-death experience at the hands of an angry demon and an intensive stay in the hospital, but JP finally felt something that no Vermander had felt for a very long time. Remorse. And he vowed he would do everything in his power to try and make amends. Well, that's actually pretty great that the story gets to end with, like, however, due to the pact being broken, most of the wealth and power granted was soon lost to crippling debt. With no other options, JP sold off his estate and assets to pay his dues. And the last remaining bit of his fortune was donated to the hospital. As a sign of goodwill, Dr. Etta let him stay as in one of their vacant rooms until he could get back on his feet. He's currently working as a food delivery driver to make ends meet, as he wasn't qualified for anything else. Though he does miss his money and his old lifestyle, in the end, he's just thankful to still be alive. Well, I didn't expect this game to have, like, a moral at the end that was, like, actually, like, well told and stuff. This is actually impressive. Good job. Morton settled in his new job as nurse just fine. Despite the rough first night, he grew to love the strange new town and its people. In the end, he knew that the decision to move here was the best one for both him and his daughter. Etta is still the best and only doctor in town. She plans to use the donation money to renovate the hospital so they can provide the best care possible for years and years ahead. And now that they had an actual budget, she decided to hire an accountant. Hannah happily accepted the position as her old job was no longer available. She's glad to finally have a boss that appreciates her hard work. And though it took a while, she did eventually forgive Vermander for all his misdeeds. The hospital had a bright future ahead of it, and everyone was on good terms. And that's all that mattered. Wow. It's not very every day that I play a horror game that ends with, like, happiness. Even if you... Like, even though I, like, oh, hey, I guess I got all 3 stars this time. Not just 1 or 2, but 3. Cool. So I guess if I had saved everyone but one person or something, I would have gotten the 2-star ending. But anyway, I guess that's probably the end. If you guys know about more that I can do with the game, you can let me know, because it's really fun and I don't mind messing around with it more. If the game developer creates a new, like, I don't know, like endless mode or like an extra difficult mode or something, I'd love to play that. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. This was really cool. This is a great, like, return to form for me and for the channel. It's a great way to get back into the saddle. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm very, very pleased with this as my first video back. So it's a longer one, but hopefully you guys enjoy it anyway. If you want to play the game for yourself, you can find a link in the description below. Thank you all so much for being here. As always, we'll see you in the next one. For now, this is Nathan Blake signing off for Nathanblakegames, reminding you that games are art. Art is important, and so are you. Sayonara. This has been the Vermander Curse. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like it in the future, please like and comment below. If you're new to the channel and you'd like to be notified of new videos, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. Like my channel? Want to see it grow? Share this video with a friend on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks again, everyone. Sayonara.